Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Ausgabe von Afrika Outlook. Schön, dass Sie wieder dabei sind. In der heutigen Sendung spreche ich mit zwei ambitionierten Gästen, die zielstrebig ihre Projekte verfolgen und natürlich auch ihren Traum. Ich habe ins Studio Nonhle Beryl eingeladen und Mashenka Jennet. Und wir fangen auch direkt an, und zwar mit Nonhle Beryl. Herzlich willkommen, schön, dass du da bist.
Thank you so much, Jen.
Du warst schon mal bei mir und umso mehr freue ich mich, dass du wieder Zeit gefunden hast. Und für die Zuschauer, die die Sendung damals nicht gesehen haben, erzähl uns ein wenig über uns, über dich.
Ja.
Du hast mit 5 Jahren deinen ersten Wettbewerb gewonnen und wie ist es dazu gekommen?
No, I wasn't 5 years when I did my first competition, but I was 12 years old.
Ah, okay.
I was actually 12 years old, and I was in school. I was brand new in school, and one of my teachers, she approached me. I think it was my second week in school at the time. She approached me and just said that she thinks that I would be great at this competition. At first, I was very reluctant, and I said, absolutely not. And she said, I will train you, and if you win, then you get to go to America. And that is what I found enticing. And yeah, the rest is history.
Und von da an war dein Ziel, dein Traum sozusagen auszuleben.
Absolutely, yes.
Ja.
Yeah.
Und was hat dich nach Deutschland gebracht?
I came to Germany 7 years ago.
Ja.
7 years ago to do König der Löwen. And they hold auditions every year in South Africa. And I went to the audition, but to be in the South African production of the show, because after 10 years, they were finally bringing The Lion King to South Africa. And I went to 8 auditions and callbacks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 8 of them. And I was cast in the German one.
Witzig, oder?
Yeah, very funny.
Und fiel dir die Entscheidung schwer, nach Deutschland zu ziehen, oder war das spontan?
Well, the first year was, well, the first 6 months were really fun because I was excited. I was in a brand new city. There was so much to explore. But when the fun ended in summer and the winter came in and the reality started to sink in that I now live here, that was very, very difficult to adjust. You know, my second year was very, very hard here because I was missing my family. It was too cold. I think it was the coldest winter that there ever was in Germany at the time that I can remember in my 7 years. And it was really, really difficult. At some point, I remember calling my mother at midnight and I was crying.
Wirklich?
Yeah, really.
Wow.
And I just said to her, I want to come home. And she didn't know she thought something bad had happened.
Yeah.
And I said, nothing has happened. I really just want to go home. I'm tired of being here. You know, I was emotionally exhausted. But it just took for me an attitude change.
Ja, aber du hast es geschafft, du hast dich hier eingelebt.
Absolutely.
Und du hast auch an anderen Castingshows teilgenommen, zum Beispiel The Voice of Germany.
Yes.
Was meinst du, ist heutzutage eine fundierte Ausbildung, so wie du die hast, du hast in New York studiert, oder reicht Talent aus, um an so einer Castingshow teilzunehmen und diese auch zu gewinnen?
I believe that it's very important for you if you want to be anything in the world to acquire skills, because talent is not always enough. Everybody's talented. You know, some people they're good makeup artists, some people can draw, some people can play music, some people can sing, some people can act, but it always puts you ahead of other people when you are skilled and not just talented. Also for your mind, because for example, if you are in a talent show and you can sing, but you don't win, but you don't have the skill to do it, that is usually the end of the road for you. Not always, but it's usually the end of the road. But for me, what happened was that I had always been working in entertainment, and The Voice and X Factor in South Africa were only stepping stones for me. But even though I did not win the competitions, I still had my skill and I could carry on working as an entertainer.
Ja.
Yeah.
Und du hast da ja auch Kritik
Yes.
beziehungsweise bekommen. Wie bist du damit umgegangen und wie findest du jetzt konstruktive Kritik?
I always appreciate constructive criticism. I think that it doesn't matter who you are or how good you are at what you do. It's always good for someone else to give you criticism, because it makes you better. You can always be better. I think that even when Michael Jackson died, he was still trying and inspiring to be better. So for me, it's I love criticism.
Wobei es gibt ja auch manchmal Situationen, wo Freunde, Familie dir nicht wirklich die Kritik geben, die du eigentlich brauchst, um dich vor einigen Erfahrungen zu stoppen. Nach dem Motto, wenn man nicht wirklich talentiert ist, aber gerne singt, dass man vielleicht nicht zu demjenigen sagt, geh zur Castingshow, du bist talentiert, dabei ist das Talent vielleicht nicht gerade wirklich da. Was denkst du davon?
I think that it's not always easy to criticize someone. Because a lot of people take it personally. And as much as I say that I appreciate criticism, it doesn't mean that it doesn't sometimes hurt. Sometimes it just bruises your ego. So, and also when somebody is really passionate about something, it's somebody you care about, it's very hard sometimes to break them down and tell them that actually, you know, you're not good at that.
Ja, ich weiß.
It's really
Aber
hard.
Manchmal hilft das auch, wie du gesagt hast. Also
Yeah, it does. I mean, I think it's very important to always have, for me, I always think it's important for me to have a circle of people who genuinely care about me, because then when I do well, they praise me, and I know that when they criticize me, it's out of love and out of care and out of them wanting me to be better, and it's not out of spite or out of them trying to hurt me. So I think that you should always also be wary of where the criticism comes from.
Ja, das denke ich auch. Nach The Voice bist du zu X-Factor Südafrika gegangen. Wie kam es dazu?
I was in South Africa and for vacation after a while not being there, and I heard about the show, and a couple of people asked me to be a part of the show. I was very reluctant at first, of course, but eventually they invited me to go to the show, and I thought, okay, I've got nothing to lose, and I thought it'd be a different experience as well to perform in my home country, so that's how I ended up in that show.
Vor allen Dingen, was für ein Zufall, wenn du gerade mal da bist, warum nicht, ne?
Yeah, exactly.
Nach den beiden Castingshows, die du leider nicht gewonnen hast, obwohl du sehr talentiert bist in meinen Augen.
Thank you very much.
Wie ging es dann weiter? Ich kenne Leute, die in ein Loch gefallen sind. Wie ist es dir ergangen?
For me, it was a little bit disappointing, but I got the experience that I wanted. It was fun, and I have worked on other projects after I left. You know, it wasn't shattering. It didn't shatter or break my dreams. I'm very, very grateful for the criticism that I got, which was not negative. Actually, on both shows, it was positive criticism. So I think that's why as well I wasn't broken.
Ja, und hast du da aus der Show oder aus beiden Shows auch Freunde mit fürs Leben gewonnen, oder?
Yes,
Yeah?
I did actually. I did. Funny, with the Voice of Germany, we are currently collaborating to do a album called The Voices of Germany. We're a couple of the alumni from 2013. We're coming together to do a gospel CD. All of the songs are original songs. Every one of us wrote a song, and one of my friends is the producer, and we've been friends since I left the show.
Oh wow, das hört sich super an.
Yes.
Aber ihr habt noch nicht angefangen zu arbeiten, sondern es ist alles noch in Planung, oder?
No, actually, I was in Munich a couple of weeks ago to record my song, and it's now on social media. The link, but it's only going to be released in October or November. I'm not sure.
Da können wir echt mit Freude drauf warten. Und Nonhle, du wirkst immer sehr fröhlich und auch sehr selbstsicher. Auf mich zumindest und bestimmt auch auf viele andere Menschen. Gibt es auch Zeiten, wo du etwas unsicherer bist?
Of course, all the time.
Was macht dich zum Beispiel unsicher?
Oh my God, so many things. For example, when I'm performing sometimes, I don't even know if I'm good enough. You know, especially with when I'm performing in Germany with the German audience is a little bit different from international audiences. The German audience is more very conservative, and they sit and they watch, and it's a little bit difficult sometimes to know, are they enjoying it? Am I doing well?
Ja.
Do I sound good? So that makes me very, very insecure.
Und gibt es da so einen Moment, so wie bei anderen Künstlern, dass du dann merkst, okay, es läuft gut, oder bist du durchweggehend unsicher?
I mean, I have to always trust myself. I have to trust that I know what I'm doing, and I've done it many, many times before, and I've rehearsed, and I just have to trust myself.
Vor allen Dingen ist auch, wenn man so ein bisschen unsicher aufgeregt ist, ist das ja auch eine positive Geschichte, die dich ja auch pushen kann.
I don't think so. I don't think that, well, I guess to a certain extent you can look at it like that, but I think that it can cripple you when you are insecure about yourself. I think it's very important to be secure about what you do, to know what it is that you're doing. I think it's okay to sometimes be a little bit nervous, because it then shows that you still care about what you're doing, but you cannot, because if you're insecure, especially in the arts, people always have negative things to say. Even when you are secure about yourself, people always have negative things to say. But if you're insecure, all of those opinions and those comments, they would crush you.
Das stimmt. Was ich meine ist, kurz vorm Auftritt oder kurz vor einer Vernissage, egal was, dass du so ein bisschen nervös bist, dass du immer noch das zu schätzen weißt, was du tust, und dass du das nicht als selbstverständlich nimmst.
Ja.
Weißt du, was ich meine?
Ein bisschen.
Ja, ich find, das ist immer noch ganz gut, weil wenn du sehr selbstbewusst und alles als natürlich nimmst und dann auf die Bühne geht, dann kann vielleicht mal was Unvorhergesehenes passieren, wo du dann so ein bisschen dann aus der Bahn geworfen wirst. Also.
But that's what I'm saying, that I think that there's a difference between being nervous and being, you have to be confident.
Auf jeden Fall, du solltest wissen, was du kannst.
Yeah, you have to. I know, I can actually think of two quotes, one by Muhammad Ali, when he said that, I said I was a champion even before I was a champion. And Serena Williams, who also just won the Wimbledon again, once said that when she goes into the court, she already thinks she's better than the other opponent, because if you go on court and you're already insecure, you've already lost. So it's okay to be insecure sometimes, but I cannot get on stage and be insecure. When I'm on stage, people have paid their money to watch me. I can't be there and not be unsure about what I'm doing. So it's okay to be nervous, but not to be insecure.
Gut, dann haben wir die beiden Unterschiede auseinander. Genau, nervös und nervös ist gut, und Sicherheit ist nicht ganz so gut. Obwohl, wenn du weißt, was du kannst, dann, ne? Okay. Was motiviert dich?
What motivates me? Everything. Just getting up in the morning, to be honest with you.
Wirklich? Bist du Morgenmensch und begrüßt den Morgen?
No, I'm not a morning person at all.
Ich auch nicht.
I'm definitely not a morning person, but I have, what do you call it now? I always wake up in the morning and I have my morning devotions. I usually watch something inspirational on social media. I read a little bit just to get me into the spirit, because you know, I can become, just like I think everybody else, I can become very complacent. And for me, I find it that when I start my day off correctly, then the rest of the day is pretty
Ja, es ist eine schöne Einstellung,
Yeah.
eine Routine sozusagen
Yes, absolutely.
zu haben. Die habe ich immer sonntags.
Yeah?
Ja, da habe ich immer
I try
meine...
to do it every day. I mean, it doesn't always happen when I'm very busy,
Ja.
but I always try to do
Schön,
it absolutely
schön,
every
wenn du
single
auch
day. Yeah.
dabei bleiben kannst. Du bist auch sehr kreativ, du schreibst auch sehr viel.
Yes.
Du hast gerade ein Buch fertig geschrieben.
Yes.
Erzähl uns ein wenig darüber. Worum geht es?
Well, I am very active. I'm a social media addict.
Yeah.
All right. And I, you know, I always, because I read a lot of inspirational stuff and I watch a lot of inspirational videos, I would tweet about it and talk to people, and people always like, you have to write a book, you have to write a book. And then I was like, no, that's a little bit much. So I started blogging, you know, because sometimes 140 characters are not enough. So I started blogging, and eventually I took my blog, part of my blogs, and I turned them into a book.
Okay, und worum geht es? So, kannst du uns ein bisschen was verraten? Thematisch?
Well, it's a lot of quotes that I live by, but a lot of them are my own quotes that I live by, and what inspires me, what motivates me, conversations that I have with people. You know, I get to meet, I travel a lot, and I get to meet a lot of different people, and we have some of the most life-changing conversations, and sometimes I just wish I could share it with someone.
Ja.
So I decided to actually write this and turn it into a book.
Ja. Und neben deinem Buch hast du auch eine EP draußen.
Yes.
Wie ist das entstanden?
My EP was a Christmas album, a Christmas EP actually, that was produced by my guitarist, Ben. He doubles as my guitarist and my producer.
Yeah.
Because in South Africa, Christmas is very big, and my birthday is on the 24th of December. So
Das ist dein Geburtstag?
Yes.
Ach was. Wow.
So I'm a huge Christmas person. I love Christmas. And but when I was growing up, I realized that we always played American artists when it was Christmas time. I've just never heard of a South African Christmas songs. So last year I was actually inspired to rewrite some of the traditional Christmas carols and Christmas songs into my mother tongue Zulu. And I recorded it and released it.
Das heißt, das sind Lieder, die wir auch kennen, die du dann übersetzt hast.
Yes.
Und die Sprache, ist das die, wo man auch so ein bisschen schnalzt mit der Zunge, oder?
Some parts, some words.
Okay. Ja, das hört sich bestimmt interessant an. Ich meine, mal ein Weihnachtslied in einer anderen Sprache zu hören, sowieso. Finde ich schön. Wie viele Lieder sind auf der EP?
6 songs.
Okay.
Yes.
Und was für Projekte stehen zurzeit bei dir an?
Right now?
Yeah.
Right now I am, like today you heard one of my original songs, and later on you'll hear my second original song. I am working on recording another EP. An EP again because people don't buy albums anymore.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So I am working on releasing a little bit later on this year an EP of all my original songs.
Wie viele Songs werden da drauf sein? Wahrscheinlich auch wieder 6?
I don't know, maybe 6, because I've got a lot of songs. I've been writing songs for years now. I've got a lot of songs that are just sitting there, like it feels like heaven, for example. I wrote that song maybe 6 years ago.
Wirklich?
Yeah, really.
Wahnsinn.
Yeah, I just, I write whenever I'm inspired, or whenever I'm going through something, or whenever I hear something, I just write. And I write a lot of different genres, and eventually I had to find my own style.
Yeah.
Because I went to school, I can sing in different, and I've also I've sung gospel in church, I've been in musical theater, I've done pop, so I can sing different styles. But eventually I had to find a style that I identify with and I connect with, and so I think this is now the right time.
Aber Feels Like Heaven vor 6 Jahren geschrieben.
Ja.
Warum erst jetzt rauskommen damit?
I think everything has its time. I just think that right now is the time. I feel like right now is the time. I know, again, as an artist, I finally figured out what it is that I want to do. And I'm comfortable with it, and I have the confidence to share it with the world, because, oh yes, now that I think about it, that's the other thing sometimes that I'm insecure about. Sometimes, I write a song and I'm not sure if it's going to be good enough, if it's going to sound as great in my, in reality as it sounds in my head.
Yeah.
So I'm always very, very, very nervous and very scared to make people hear my music funny.
Gibt es eine bestimmte Person, die das Lied zum ersten Mal hören darf? Hast du da auch eine Routine?
My brother.
Dein Bruder?
Yeah, my brother's always my first person.
Ja, interessant. Wie schön.
Yeah.
Wenn es einen Künstler geben würde, mit dem du zusammenarbeiten könntest, lebend oder nicht mehr lebend, wer wäre das gewesen?
Beyoncé.
Echt?
Definitely.
Wirklich?
Yes, absolutely.
Ja, schön.
I love her. I love her work ethic. She really inspires me. I love that she's so incredibly talented, but she doesn't depend on her talent.
Absolut.
That's what I respect about her, is that she works so hard. I've been to so many Beyoncé songs, and Beyoncé concerts, and every single time she really gives 150%.
Absolut, yeah.
From the moment she's on stage until the moment she leaves the stage. And for me, I respect that a lot.
Absolut,
So.
sehe ich genauso. Und meine letzte Frage, wo siehst du dich in 5 Jahren?
As a superstar, hopefully. I would love to be. You know, there are so many things that I want to do. I want to be. I'm a singer. First of all, I'm a performing artist. I'm a writer. I would love to have my own TV show, just like you.
Yeah.
Because I love talking to people. Like I said, you know, I meet so many different people, and sometimes I just wish I could share all these conversations with the world. It's one of my aspirations in life. I would love as well to inspire people back in South Africa, my
wie
home.
schön.
Yeah.
Was für ein schöner Plan.
Thank
und
you.
Step by Step. Und
Step
ich
by
denke,
step.
das wird so langsam dann auch in Erfüllung gehen. Vielen
by
Dank, dass du
step.
da warst.
Thank you, Jen.
Und ich hoffe, du kommst wieder, wenn du wieder was Neues hast, die EP oder auch mit der Voice of Germany Crew.